YouTubers, I'm very excited to do this video. I did a Christmas special last year, but I did it for Patreons only. This time I'm going to do it for everyone. And in the interest of Christmas spirit, I'll make this chart, this particular one, free on my Patreon. I do a lot of Chet Atkins type stuff, rockabilly, bit of swing and jazz, psychobilly, and might branch into some alternative stuff as well. But one of the things I really enjoy is solo guitar playing. I really love the challenge of taking something and arranging it so that it sounds good just on the guitar and can entertain people. Today I'm going to walk you through this particular version. I recently have also done a Chet Atkins style one, so you can check that out in the link below. Today's one, it's a little bit looser, it has less of a strict rhythm, and it's what I would consider slightly reharmonized. But I wanted to do that in an overall fairly simple way. I didn't want to get too strange with voicings and stuff. Slipped a little B flat major 7 in there that sounded quite nice. But yeah, I'm just going to teach you how to play it, and I will give you some tips along the way as to what I was thinking. So here we go. I would probably bring up the performance of it in this same video in another link so you can hop backwards and forwards. That will help you, but I'll try and break it down a couple bars at a time so you can hear what you're working on. So before I continue, I will just need to thank Duncan Overcamp, Sebastian Swiffett, James Carr, Trent Davey, and Scott McFarlane. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you really enjoy this lesson. So we begin with basically a very simple G chord. Apologise for the band-aid, I cut my finger quite nastily today. Early Christmas present. So you pick the third fret on the 6th string, and I hybrid pick the 3rd and the 2nd string. But I'm going to give you a couple options if you're not into hybrid picking. You could always let me show you what I did first. So we pick the 6th string and the 3rd and the 2nd together like that. Then we pick the 2nd string, then the 4th string, and then the 2nd string. So it's up to you how you do that. That's one of the beauties of this particular arrangement. It's so fluid in terms of how you play it. Okay, very influenced by guys like Bill Frisell, Julian Lage, more contemporary, not so traditional jazz or traditional finger picking. Okay, so we pick 6th string, 4th string, and 3rd. Sorry, 6th string, 3rd string, and 2nd. Just like that. Then what I do, I put my 2nd finger on the 6th string, 2nd fret, and I actually hybrid pick the 6th string, 4th string, and the 2nd string. Okay, then we can use our fingers or we can just use the pick. Like that. Now, alternatively, you can actually strum right through, like that, as long as you block that 5th string, okay? With your 3rd finger, just lean on it a little. And then same with this one. Actually sounds okay like that. A little busy, but still works. So if you're not a fan of hybrid picking, you can just do that, just as long as you're leaning on that. So then we pick 2nd string, 4th string, 2nd string. Now we're into the 3rd bar, and I would probably definitely try and do a little hybrid picking there, but it's a simple one. So we're back to the 3rd fret there, the G. Okay, just like that. And we're playing the 2nd string open. Then we play the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. So you could probably use your finger or the pick. And then we pick the 6th string and the 3rd string. We pick those same 2 strings again, but this time we play them both on the 2nd fret. And then, or if you like, or if you happen to be using a thumb pick, of course, you can do this with a thumb pick. Again, really up to you how you play this. You don't have to play it exactly the way I did. So that's the first 4 bars. And just a really quick note, I'm actually using here a few different basic chords, but I'm more or less moving away from G and coming back to G. And that's how I get around, the fact that this is really played over a G chord. But we want to make it more interesting. We don't have to overcomplicate it, but it sounds really nice if we use, and then we use a D chord, any kind of D chord. I've used the notes available to me on the bottom end of the guitar. And then what I've done here, I've thought of E minor, and a D again, and a G. So an E minor is very friendly with the key of G. It's very much the same notes, and a D just creates a very simple tension to return back to G. And that's the premise of most of the ideas in this. So in bar 5, we move to C. Okay, so what I'm doing here, and again, you can strum through or pick. You might just have to block a string here or there, but what I did, I picked just like that. And then I pick so I'm picking a C chord, and I'm deliberately picking the 5th string, 3rd string, and 2nd string, okay? Now, what I do is I drop the C down to a B here, and I just pluck the same strings. And then I drop it down to an A, but I place my fingers in position for an A minor. And then I pluck the 4th string with the pick, and my finger plays the 2nd string. Or you could use the pick, no problems, okay? Completely viable option. So, what I've done here, this is just C, this bar. I've used the A minor chord as an option, okay, because it's the relative minor of C, and you can almost always use that substitute. It works really nicely. We could have even done... we could have gone the other way around. It kind of doesn't really matter. It's almost the same chord. Just makes it sound a little bit deeper, you know. I can't hear my voice properly. That probably sounded terrible. Anyway, so that's for that bar. And as far as the little B here, I'm just using it to step into the A. Okay, so I hope I'm not over-explaining. I hope you're enjoying this. We'll keep moving along. The next part here is we come back to G and we do this. This is bar 6. Oh. And then we get... Alright, so in bar 6 we're back to a G chord, and I just do the same thing we did from C. So I'm basically playing the melody, which is... but I'm inserting just a little bit of a note in the middle to make it interesting. So pick the 4th string. So I'm holding G and a C note up here. I'm pinching them. Pick the 4th string, and then I drop this G down to an F sharp with my 2nd finger. Lift up my 1st, open. Then I pluck the 4th string again with a pick, and then I play the 6th string open and the 2nd string open, and then I pick the 4th string open again. So I'm just creating like a pedal almost, like. And now I play, and this is an A. It's really just an A7 inverted, so it's with the C sharp at the bottom, or 1st inversion. So we've got 4th fret on the 5th string, 2nd fret on the 4th string, should have been that one, 3rd string open, and 2nd string open. And the B is in the melody, but it would technically make that chord an A9 if you like. I would just think of it as an A7, okay, an inverted A7, A7/C sharp, with that note in the melody on the top, really. Okay, and also with all these movements down below, okay, you can also think of them as bass lines, like cool bass lines that we attach a little bit of a chord to. If we treat our chords a little bit like bass lines, we can do some interesting stuff, okay? So, what have we got in this whole second line so far? And then I just hit the 3rd and 2nd string. Now I'm just basically doing a D chord here, the D and the F sharp. But I want that open B in the melody, and the G just gives it really nice flavour. So we're going, alright, just like that. So we've got the 3rd string and 2nd string open, and then I play the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and then I put my 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. So what I'm doing is creating, apologies for that, I'm creating a descending bass note, and it becomes a D7 with the C in the bass. Okay, so we're going, okay, and I'm playing the melody there, which is the A again. Then I play a B on the 2nd string, just like that. And what I'm doing here is I'm just playing the continuation of that melody with the A and the F sharp, but I'm continuing to descend the bass note too, if that makes sense. So I'm going, so I've got a C, now we're going to get a B, so I've got to flatten across, B, F sharp, A, okay, and then, so that's sleigh, I guess that's the sleigh bit, I think. There it is. And then I play a B flat major 7 like this. Okay. Why did I use a B flat major 7 there? Let me show you a B flat major 7. First fret, third fret. So first fret on the 5th string, third fret on the 4th string, second fret on the 3rd string, and third fret on the 2nd string. So just remember, transcription for this one, totally free on my Patreon. So the reason I use this is because we've already set up this long descending line. Okay, all just diatonic to the key of G. Working over a D7, which is creating what we call a cadence to bring us back to G. And then when I play this B flat major 7, one of the reasons it works so well is that last note of the melody is a D. Okay, now D being the note in the melody, it's the third of a B flat. Okay, so it's a really strong note with a B flat. So when I play a B flat major 7 with the D in there, it relates so strongly to that note in the melody that you can make it work. It works really, really nicely. So any note you have in the melody, you could almost arguably get away with using any chord that melody note is a chord tone of, or a strong note of. So the D is the third of the B flat. So I've just decided to use a B flat. But of course, that sounds really complicated. The simple answer is it's just creating a chromatic tension as well, because B flat will shift up to B, okay, for a G chord, even if we don't play it, okay? It's kind of suggested. The A falls back to G, okay? D is in a G chord anyway. And the F always creates that step tone movement. So you can almost see you don't need to know any theory. You just need to logically imagine those physical steps, and you can do some really beautiful stuff. Okay, so again, I hope I'm not waffling on, but I want to inspire you to try this stuff for yourself and be experimental. And if it works, it works. I can break down all the theory reasons, but I kind of don't need to. That's the thing. When I do this stuff, I no longer care. I just like, okay, that works, because I know there's an explanation. Okay, moving along, we repeat that whole A section. You could muck around with it if you like, but more or less everything's the same. So we get same as before. Pedal. This is where it's different. So this is the ending, exactly the same thing I did with the Chet version. Okay. We then play a simple D like that. Sounds beautiful. Simplicity is sometimes the best. 5 on the 5th string, 4 on the 4th string, 2 on the 3rd string, 3 on the 2nd string. Then just an E minor chord. Okay, then we do this D/F sharp. It's actually D7/F sharp. Okay, so that's 2nd fret on the 6th string, 2nd fret on the 3rd string, 1st fret on the 2nd string, and pinky on the 2nd fret of the 1st string. That might have been a jumble of nonsense, but hopefully you're following along. Strum that. You can grab the tab anyway, it's free. Why wouldn't you? Okay, and then a G6/9. Okay, so that G6/9, G, block the 5th string. Your finger will probably naturally do that anyway. Bar your 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th, 2nd fret of the 3rd string, 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and we want the 3rd fret on the 1st string. I moved my finger wrongly there, sorry. So my 3rd finger is on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and my pinky is on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. This little trick here, okay, I didn't probably do that great a job of it before, but what I'm actually doing, I'm touching the string 12 frets up from the note that I'm holding. So if I'm holding the 3rd fret, I'm going to play up at the 15th. I know it's a G, that's a G, and that's a G. That's the easiest way to look at it, the octave up. I touch it with my finger, and behind where my finger's touching it over the fret, directly over the fret, I get a harmonic, just like when we do that. But I've got fret 12 is now here if I'm holding that. So, and then what I do is I flick the 1st string, and then I pick the 14th fret, which is 12 frets from here, the second finger, second fret. Flick the third string, same on the next string, and then I'd play the 15th fret here because it's 12th fret up from the third, and then I go backwards. And then I finish by picking the, doing the little touch trick, harmonic, on the 15th fret of the first string. Whew, that's everything, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Something different for me. It's not a Chet piece. It's not, it's the solo stuff that I really do enjoy. So yeah, check out, actually I have a playlist of solo arrangements. Look, a lot of them are quite old. I think my chops have improved a lot on that stuff since, but it is what it is. And hopefully the whole playlist is full of enjoyable solo arrangements. But you could probably chuck it on at Christmas time and let it sit in the background. It might be a good one. I'll make sure there's nothing interspersed in there that will be disruptive. Guys, thank you so much for watching the video, being part of the YouTube, and if you are a Patreon member or thinking about becoming one, thank you especially if you are one, and if you're thinking about one, go have a look. The support would be fantastic. Guys, hope you've enjoyed. Merry Christmas. See you guys in the next video.